3 yesterday. Inshallah ta'ala, we are starting on Unit 4. So we are starting from Unit 4 today, inshallah ta'ala. So we have series of new words. Then I want us to know that the way we are going through this revision, so I'm doing this so that we're not going to cover everything, right? But this is another method of revising what we have done. So wherever we stop, I want to believe each and every one of us should be able to continue from there personally. So you look at the verbs, you look at the words. So if you are confused, so our group is still there. So you can come to the group. You ask any question anytime, inshallah. So the group is still there. Maybe on WhatsApp, maybe on Telegram. So if you have any question, just come on board, ask your question. Even if it is at the middle of the night, just ask your question. So someone will come to explain or answer the question, inshallah. So don't just remove yourself from the group, so you can continue to be there. And you can ask any question relating to education, your personal development, your children. So when you contact PowerX anywhere, be it on Facebook, be it on Telegram, so be it on YouTube. So inshallah, you get your responses. Bismillah. Now, we are starting from Unit 4 today. But before going there, so we left some things on Unit 3 yesterday, unattended to. So we have come. I told us a principle regarding this. If you want to ask about something that could be counted with come, which means how many, that thing that could be counted coming after come should be singular. I think I made it clear. It should be singular. Not only that, it should be mansub. It should be mansub. Who can give us an example of that? This is another condition. That word must be closely joined with come, because if anything comes in between them, then that rule or principle will not be applicable. For instance, you have in the Quran, kam min fi'atin khalilatin ghalabat fi'atan kathira. Kam min fi'atin. So there is min in between kam and fi'at. So you cannot apply the principle again. So that is why you are not having kam min fi'atan. Okay, so because min min is arfu jar, so whatever comes after it will take kesro. That is why you're having fi'atin. Okay, is that okay? Now, who can give me an example? We have so many examples in the book while we were reading. Okay, people are raising up their hands. 306.
كم فصلا في مدرستك؟
كم فصلا في مدرستك؟ ما شاء الله. Dr. Saadatu. Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Okay, it's not even that I want to answer. What I want to ask during this thing, do you explain what Mansub, Majrub, and the rest. What is it? I don't know. Maybe I missed that class. I don't know.
Okay.
When
But
you're
we used to talk about it almost all the time.
okay.
So marfu is subject. Marfu is subject. When a word, or let me say a noun, is having dhamma.
Okay,
When a word is taking dhamma. When I said sa'adatu, two, so that is marfu. So that one is different from sa'adata. Sa'adata, that is mansub. That is object.
Okay.
Ra'aytu sa'adata fil fasl. I saw sa'ada in the class. I will never say ra'aytu sa'adatu. So that would be grammatically wrong. So that is being an object, so it's not going to take dhamma. Marartu bi sa'adati. I passed beside Sa'ada. But unfortunately, Sa'ada is not beside me anyway. So what I'm trying to say is that when it takes Fatha, so that is Mansub. Then it is Majurur when it takes Kesra. Okay? So you have Muhammadun, Muhammadan, Muhammadin. So this is what we call Nah. You see somebody proud in that, yo, I know Nahu very much. So that is what they are talking about. The last part of a word, to master the last part of a word, that is Nahu. Is it going to take Dhamma? Is it going to take Kesra? Is it going to take Fatha? That is everything about Nahu.
Okay.
That is Arabic grammar. If it is, which word am I going to use that will mean this? You're talking of different words. That is sarf. That is syntax. Kataba, yaktubu, kitaban, katib. The way that kaf, ta, and ba is changing from one form to another to give different meaning, that is sarf. When you are saying a different thing to mean another thing, that is what we call balagha, rhetorics. Jalastu maha asadin. I sit with a lion, but you mean somebody that is very brave, not a real lion. So that is balagha. I don't think maybe I'm making sense.
No, Sheikh.
405. Example of come.
نعم السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام.
كم سيارة لك؟
كم سيارة لك؟ كم سيارة لك? You know, in English, that is why you cannot use your language to form Arabic. In English, we say that, how many cars? That is cars, that's plural. How many cars do you have? So you cannot say, how many cars do you have? In English. But in Arabic, when you are saying come, singular must come after it. I think you are getting it now.
نعم.
جزاكم الله خيرا.
آمين وأنتم وجزاكم الله شيخ.
Is there anyone having question on that before we move?
Hello, assalamu alaikum, sir.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Should I give an example, sir?
Go ahead.
كم كتابا في الحقيبة.
كم كتابا في الحكيبة. ما شاء الله. كم كتابا في الحكيبة. How many books are there in the bag? Yeah. Now let's move. Let's move a bit. Which other thing do you want to look at here? I want to talk about La Nahiya. So what is this? Somebody's writing Kam Adad. It can never become Hadad. So you can raise up your hand and talk so that we discuss that, inshallah. Now, we have La Nahiya, La Nafiya. You know, we talked about it sometimes ago. Okay. La Nahiya, La Nafiya. It is that same lam alif, but they have different usage and different meaning. Different usage, different meaning. So la nahiya is like forbidding you to do something. La tadkhul, don't enter. La ta'kul, don't eat. La tashrab, don't drink. La taktub, don't write. La tajlis, don't sit. You discover that all the words coming after that la nahiya, they take sukun. Or don't let me use sukun. They take jazmun. Because if it is plural or if it is feminine, you will not see sukun. For instance, I'm talking to so many people and I said, La tajlisu, don't sit. You know, that one is not ending with sukun. But what happened there is just what? Hasbun nun. From tajlisuna, it now become tajlisu. So we deleted the last nun. So that is hasfu. It is also jazmu. It is like a singular taking sukun. It is the same thing. Okay? So that is lana here. It gives the noun coming after it sukun if it is singular. Even if it is, I mean, the verb coming after it, I mean. So then if it is plural, so it will be asfu. And if it is feminine as well, it will be asfu. La tajlisi, from tajlisina. So just do hasfu nun. It remains tajlisi. La tajlisi, don't sit. So that is la nahiya. But la nafiya is having a different meaning. Let's give an example of la nahiya from the Quran. Allah says, La taqrabu zina. Okay? La taqrabu, do not come near. So la nahiya, as far as Islam is concerned, okay, the jurist will tell you that it means a command from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that must be obeyed. A command that must be obeyed. La taqrabu, do not move near it. So because we have lana here there. So we are commanded not to do it at all. So that is la nahiyya. But if it is la nafiyya, it will not mean a commandment. It will not mean a commandment. I'm thinking of a verse of the Quran where we can benefit. At least we are in Ramadan, we should be talking about Quran. Please, if you remember any, you can raise up your hand. I know there are so many of them in the Quran. Oh, my brain is not set now. Okay, who's raising up? Who's reminding us of that? Okay. Dr. Sadatu, are you raising up your hand? 434, do you want to remind us? Yes.
I'm not conversant in Quran like that, sir. I'm just a learner.
No, we are all learners. We are all learning. Number 39.
لا تفرق بين أحد من رسله.
لا تفرق بين أحد من رسله. That is la nafiyya. La tufarriqu. You can say that it is not taking sukun, tufarriqu. But if I say la tufarriq, that is la nahiyya. But la tufarriqu, still maintaining the dhamma without changing it to jasmu, it shows us that that is la nafiyya. Okay, only telling us not to do something, but it is not a command. Number 20, you want to tell us more?
نعم. إنني أنا الله لا إله إلا أنا.
La ilaha illa ana. That is not la nafiya, and it's not even la nahiya. Allah says, wala tajassasu, wala yaghtab ba'dukum ba'da. La tajassasu, from tajassasuna. So we have hasfun nun, la tajassasu. So that is la nahiya. Wala yaghtab, la yaghtab. From yaghtabu, la yaghtab, taking sukun. So that is la nahiya. That should be Surah Hujurat. So who else is giving us another one before we move to another? 405, 640, anything?
لا إكراه في الدين.
لا إكراه في الدين.
لا تقربوا الزنا.
لا تقربوا الزنا. That's la nahiya. We talk about it. لا تختصموا لدي. From تختصمون. That's la nahiya.
شيخ لا إكراه في الدين.
لا إكراه في الدين. From إكراه. لا إكراه في الدين. That is la nafiya. So who has 437? Then we move.
لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها.
يكلف. That is la nafiya. So you can say from some of these verses that la nafiya only negates. It is not really commanding. So that is the major difference. And that is why it will not give the verb coming after it sukun. It will only remain as it is. Now let's move.
تشرك به شيئا. لا تشرك به شيئا.
لا تشركوا.
لا تشركوا به شيئا.
نعم.
Afan Sheikh,
نعم.
what is the major difference between like lam yaf'alu, la taf'alu?
No, lam is different from la. Lam is the meaning of lam when it's coming before a verb shows that something has not been done. So it doesn't mean that it will never be done. Lam yate ustaz. Ustaz is yet to come. So we cannot say that it's not coming again. Okay? Unlike la. When you say la, then maybe it's not coming at all. But lam, it might still come. Okay? No response. Now let's move. Okay, we have ma nafia. You know, we know of a ma. So let me just quickly talk about this. So before we move down a bit. Ma istifhamiya. We only use it to ask question. Ma smoker, what's your name? Ma jinsiyatuka, what's your nationality? Ma smu madrasatik, what's the name of your school? So that is ma istifhamiya. But this time around we have ma nafia. Ma nafia. How do we use this one? So what is the difference with ma istifhamiya? Ma istifhamiya, I want to believe is clear to everyone. So ma nafia is ma that negates something. Okay, this ma nafia negates something. For instance, ma hana biqari, that the Prophet said in the hadith when he was pressed by Jibril alayhi salam to read, when he was commanded by Allah to read, Iqra, Iqra, Iqra. The Prophet said, Ma ana biqari. Ma ana biqari. I don't know how to read. So that's a negation. It's different from, it's not asking question. It's not asking question from Jibril when he said Ma ana biqari. Okay? So that is ma nafia. When you say Mada hakalta, Mada hakalta, what did you eat? And somebody said, Ma hakaltu shay. Ma hakaltu shay. So that is ma nafia. I've not eaten anything.
I've been caught.
You said?
I don't know if I've been caught. I was having.
You don't know what?
I said, I don't know if I was called. I was having network issue. I just joined back.
Okay. So we are on ma nafia. So I want to believe that is clear as well.
Okay.
So we should be able to differentiate it from ma istifhamiya.
لا تعبدوا ما تعبدون.
You said?
لا تعبدوا ما تعبدون.
So that is
Ma fahimtu.
Ma fahimtu. Yes.
No.
So that is ma nafia. There is this verse of the Quran as well. Surah Mumtahina. If you remember in the Alaikum Salam.
The la ta'budu ma ta'budun, is that one la ma nahia?
Ma ta'budun here is referring to awthan. I will not worship what you are worshiping. So that's
No,
it's not. Yes, that is Mawsuli. That is Mawsuli. It's Mawsul. So because it's referring to the awthan, the, what do we call awthan in English?
Idols.
Idols. So referring to the idols that the unbelievers are worshiping. So that is We have about 9 or 10 different types of ma. So that one is ma mausuli. There's another ma in that same surah that is referring to Allah as well. So that is why in Sharia we believe that ma is not only for non-living, so it is also for living. If you read that surah very well, so you see another ma referring to Allah. Wala ta'buduna ma a'budu. That ma before a'budu, you know, the Prophet said, you will not also worship what I am worshiping. And what is the Prophet worshiping? Allah. So ma there is referred, or is Allah not living? The ever living, subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wal hayyul ladhi la yamut. So if we can use ma for Allah in that verse of the Quran, it shows that ma could be used for non-living. Though that is a problem between the people of Sharia and the people of grammar. That's not our problem. Now let's move. I just feel that. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Now, the example I gave, that la ilaha. So you said it's not la and nafia.
No, that one is nafia.
That was the
that
example.
One is negating. That one is negating all other hilah. That one is nafia.
That was what I gave.
I said it's not nahiya. That one is not nahiya. So you brought that example when we were talking about nahiya.
Sheikh, how about ma indaka yanfadu?
Ma, that ma is ma mausuli. That is ma mausuli.
No.
Naam. You know how to recognize ma al mausuli? When you put alladhi in that position, you see that it fits perfectly. Or you put any other mausuli in that position. So you discover that, you know, this is perfect. When Allah says, washalu ma anfaqtum, washalu alladhi anfaqtum. Correct. Giving us the same meaning. وَلِيَسْأَلُوا مَا أَنْفَقُوا وَلِيَسْأَلُوا الَّذِي أَنْفَقُوا. So that is Mausuli. So if you put any Mausuli in place of that ma, if it is ma Mausuli, it will fit perfectly. Now we are moving. I don't think we still have anything serious there. Maza is used to ask question. Mirat, you said?
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Sir, this lam jawabia, I do not really understand it.
Which one is that?
Lam jawabia.
Lam jawabia?
La jawabia.
La jawabia. The la you used to respond to question.
How, sir?
أنت تأكل الآن؟ يعني أنت تأكلين الآن? Are you eating now? I said la. That is jawab. Okay. That's the response.
Okay.
La. I'm not eating. So that one is not really an issue. So that's why I'm not even talking about that. When you say la, it is not the opposite of nam.
What
so
about
that one is la jawabi.
What about Mansulia that you are mentioning? I don't get it. Mansulia.
Mausuli. Do you know anything about Mausuli?
La.
That is why we didn't get. That is why we didn't get it. So because Mausuli, inshallah, we are coming to that. Mausuli, when you are talking of Ismu Mausuli, you are talking of Alladhi, Allati, Alladhina, Allati, Allahi. So all these are what is known as Mausuli, which always means that, which, and the rest. Okay? So this is what we call Mausuli. There is this ma that usually represents it, and it represents all forms of Mausuli.
Okay.
So it is what we call ma Mausuliya.
So how is it used, sir? How is it used?
Used in place of all these alladhi, alladina, and the rest. رأيت المرأة استمعي إلى هذه الجملة. رأيت المرأة التي سقطت أمام بيتي. I saw the woman that fell in front of my house. Instead of using that aleti, you can use ma to represent it. If it is masculine, instead of using alladhi, you can use ma to represent it, and it will give you the same meaning. So that is Mausuli. I want us to move to the next unit. If we are not having any question again on that. But I can say mustajir. Can somebody tell me what is meant by mustajir?
Mustajir.
Landlord.
Landlord.
No, mustajir is tenant.
Tenant.
Tenant. What of muajir?
That's the landlord.
Not muhajir. You know, we have muhajir.
No.
Muhajir, the traveler.
Is it muhajir?
Immigrant.
Not musafir.
Muhajirun. Muhajirun.
Abi?
Not
musafirun.
And I'm not talking about Musafirun. Musafir is traveler. But what about Muhajirun?
Muhajirun. Are they traveler? Migrant.
A migrant, eh?
So there are two different things, but the only difference is the pronunciation.
Okay.
Muhajir, muhajir. So the tenant and the landlord. What of mushtara?
Buyer. The one who
Is it
buys.
no, mushtari. You have mushtari there.
The seller.
Mushtari.
Buyer.
Okay, buyer. But yesterday you talk about buy.
Buy is the seller.
Buy is the seller.
Yes. Mushtari is the buyer.
Okay, Anna Ashtaria. Okay.
I have a word here, so we didn't come across it so much, but I want to believe it must have been registered into our brain, and that is motor.
Motor.
Airport. What of Qatar?
Train.
Not station. Qatar.
Train.
Now we are moving to this verb, istayqadha, yastayqidhu. Istayqadha. Yastayqidhu. When you are awake or you are conscious, we use the word yakdha. Yakdha. So from this same verb, so you have yakdha. When you are awake, you are not, that one is not relating to sleeping or whatever. I don't mean awake as in after sleeping. No, you are alive to certain responsibilities. So we use yakzo. Okay. So istayqadha is a 3+3 verb. 3+3 verb. So that means we have yaqadha. Yaqadha, then you had ista, which is another 3, making 6. To make it istayqadha. And the Mudari is yastayqidhu. Somebody to use it in a sentence. Ammar.
عبد المعيز يستيقظ من النوم.
Abdul Muiz.
يستيقظ من النوم.
I advise us that we use jumlatun fi'liya other than jumlatun ismiya. يستيقظ
عبد
معيز.
النوم.
يستيقظ معيز من النوم.
أنا شيخ.
I'm sorry, I don't like using Abdu with Muiz because Allah is not Muiz.
أنا شيخ.
نعم تفضلي.
استيقظ مبكرا في الصباح.
استيقظ
مبكرا.
Meaning
you should wake up early.
استيقظوا. You are talking to so many people, right?
No, I'm not using wow Jamal.
So why
istayqiz? I said istayqiz mubakiron.
Okay, that one should have sukun. Istayqiz mubakiran. Istayqiz, not istayqizu. Istayqiz mubakiran.
Okay.
So that is amru.
No.
Now, استيقظت متأخرا. نعم استيقظت متأخرا. I woke up late. So you use verb there. I mean verbal. I want to say verbal madi. فعل الماضي. استيقظت متأخرا. I woke up late. Atobak, that's the plural of tobak. Tobak. Late. Aw. What is aw? That is takhyir. So when you have options, so we use it for takhyir.
No.
Then awal, we're not having problem with awal. Awal is adad tartibiyya. Is it masculine or feminine? Awal.
Masculine.
So what is the feminine?
Ula.
MashaAllah. Al-awwal, al-ula. Naam. Aidan, again. Aidan. We use it often for two. We use it as well for two. Ana Nigeriyu Aidan. Because somebody has said, I'm a Nigerian, so you want to repeat that you're also a Nigerian, so you'll have to put Aidan. Then we have B. So that is harfu jar, given any noun coming after it, kesra. If it is not mamnu min as-sarf. Marartu bi Muhammadin. Marartu bi Muhammadin. Marartu bi Fatimata. Because Fatima is mamnu min as-sarf. Marartu bi Aishata. Because Aisha is mamnu min as-sarf. Marartu bi Zainaba. Because Zainab is mamnu min as-sarf. It will not take kasra. Marartu bi Maryama. It will not be Maryami because Maryam is mamnu min as-sarf. Okay, so if a noun coming after be is not mamnu min as-sarf, so it will 306 is telling us having low battery. Wahana kadhalik. I'm also having low battery, but I'm still carrying on, inshallah. So the class will soon come to an end, inshallah. So ba'ada is dharf, which is after. Ba'ada is sarf. So dharf, we have different types of dharfu. We have tahta, under. We have fawqa, over. We have khalfa. We have amama. We have yamina. We have shimala. All of them have been referred to as dharf. Okay. And one funny thing about them is that they stand as mudaf. So anything coming after them will be mudaf ilayhi, taking kasra. Ba'da darsi, after the study. Ba'da al-iftari, after breaking the fast. Al-kitabu fawqa al-maktabi. Okay. Somebody said, what is khalf? Behind. Behind. Amama, front. Yamina, right. Shimala, left. All of them ends, all these dhuruf, they ends with fatha. Ba'ada, qabla, fawqa, tahta, amama, yamina, khalfa, shimala. All of them ends with fatha. And they stand as mudaf. Any noun coming after them will be mudaf ilayhi. It will take kasra. So we have another verb, dhahaba, yadhabu. Is that the next thing? No. We have hafila, hafila, boss. Hafila. So the plural is jamu muannas salim, hafilat. Then we have verb, dhahaba, yadhabu. Dhahaba, yadhabu. Dhahaba, yadhabu. You remember I pronounced this 3 times. Dhahaba, yadhabu, making 4th time. The how is taking fatha in the madi, then in the mudari also taking fatha. Okay. So you have rabi', that is also added tertibiyya, rabi', different from arba'a. Arba'a is ghairu tertibiyya. Then sin, this sa, if it precedes any verb, it also comes together with verb mudari, fi'lul mudari, okay? Sa'adhabu, sa'usafiru. So it's telling us about something that will happen in the future. So though it might be nearest future, the same thing with saufa. It also comes with mudari, telling us about something that will happen in a distant future. Okay? So you can say, Sa'akulu samaka indal iftar. So I will take fish during the breaking of my fast. Okay? So it shows that you are yet to eat. So you cannot say, Sa'akulu samaka ams. How possible would that be? I will eat fish yesterday. So that's is telling us about the future. The same thing with Saufa. So سنكتفي بهذا اليوم إن شاء الله تعالى. So we're going to stop here. So you can revise everything using this method so that you are acquainted with each and every word so that we have come across in this book. We pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to increase us in knowledge. I would have loved to continue, but my phone was on switch off so that we can ask some questions relating to this class and the next class if Allah wills. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. جزاكم الله كل خير على خير استماعكم. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. جزاكم الله خيرا شيخ كريم. Inshallah, a quick one because of we have had Sheikh. His phone will soon goes off. So if you have a question, quick one. Let's take one or two, especially on the exams. So if you need any clarification or anything to say, please let's go straight to the point because of his phone, please. Bismillah 216. Go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Alaikum salam.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Khairan. May Allah reward you abundantly. Please, I want to ask the meaning of al-thaqafatul Islamiyya.
Islamic civilization.
Okay, naam. Jazakumullahu khairan. May Allah reward you abundantly. I would really appreciate. Jazakumullahu khairan.
Sheikh Yunus is asking that how do we recognize mamnu min as-sarf? Mamnu min as-sarf. So there are so many rules to understand them, but it is not at this level, inshallah ta'ala. So there are so many rules. We are going to learn about them, inshallah ta'ala. So for instance, let me just, all the names that are not Arabic, all Ajami, so they are mamnu min as-sarf. So that's a rule. That's another rule that any Arabic noun, so that is having alif before the end of it, before the last two letters or before the last three letters, so they are mamnu min as-sarf. Like manadil, shayateen. So names like that, they are mamnu min as-sarf. There is another rule. Any noun or any name that resemble verb, they are mamnu min as-sarf. Names like Ahmad, mamnu min as-sarf. Okay. Omar, mamnu min as-sarf. So because they resemble verb. Okay. So there are so many rules like that. So inshallah we are going to learn about them. Jazakumullah khair.
Now, from my first question, number when you were talking about come, you said any alphabet and any verb that comes after it will take mansub.
No.
And then what about this example? Kam umurik. Kam is it umuruka be umuruki?
Well, is that really correct grammatically?
Yeah, how old are you?
Yes. Is that really correct?
What's the correction, sir?
The Arabs used to tell us, those who really understand the language, you tell us that it is not correct. That you're supposed to ask, Kam mother min umrik.
Kam
mother min umrik. Mother from Madi.
Okay. What is the meaning of age? I mean, what has passed your age?
Yes. How many years have you used? So which equally means how old are you?
I've never heard of that in my life. This is the common one that we used to eat. Okay, so Kamodom in Umulk. Okay, noted. Now, I want to give you an example of Khalf. Khalf,
Another example is that people will ask you, Kamisaa.
Kamisaa now. Yeah.
Kamisaa. So that's another example of some words that are not taking mansub.
Oh, is that correct?
What is Saha taking there?
Kami, Kasro. Okay, Saha, okay, mansub now. Kamisaa.
Why mansub?
Sa'at as Rafu Lugba. Oh, sorry.
What is marfu?
It's taking off marfu.
It's taking dhamma. Which defies the principle. So there are some words like
that. Okay.
But we still have the grammarians that will tell you that is not correct.
Okay. Now the colorful that you talked in the next one, that it means behind, Abby.
What?
Khalf.
Not khalfu, khalfa.
Khalfa, okay. Now, like Allah said in the Quran, wa khalafa min ba'dihim khalfun adaw salah. Now,
so that one is not meaning. That one is not zorfu.
It's not what, sir?
That is not zorf. That's not working as zorf. Just like when you are saying qablu. Qablu is not zorf. Qabla is zorf. And that is why I've mentioned that all dhuruf used to take fatha. You also have ba'adu, but ba'adu is not zorfu. It is only ba'ada that is zorf. So zorf will only take fatha, not dhamma.
Okay, sir.
Okay, and it will only take kasra if harfu jar is coming before it.
Shukran, jazakallah khair.
Welcome. And 381, go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam.
Jazakallah khairan, ya Sheikh. I have a question. The question is when you gave the example of ya qaza, so how it changes to.
Can you say that again?
I said when you gave example of ya qaza, when you change it to istayqaza and yastayqizu, I still have confusion about which principle they use to change from one form to another.
Because we are yet to go deeper in Zorf, so we are only coming gradually. Inshallah, we understand it better when we talk so much about them. So why is that Kesra turning to Fatha in Mudore? Is that not what you are talking about?
No, Sheikh, like in the example of Rasola.
So why is Yestai Kozo now changed to Kesra? Yestai Ki instead of Ko, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so inshallah that is Zorf. So we continue learning about them. Inshallah. I hope we are meeting in the next class.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes.
Last question, inshallah. 551, go ahead.
Five, 551. You have the mic.
I think
551.
No. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
Sheikh, can we know under different sections the exam is coming with?
I think I've mentioned it yesterday that we're having 7 different sessions.
Okay.
So the first two, you have passage, you read passages, then you answer the questions that follows.
Okay.
So that, yes. So you have another session where you give a plural to some words. So you have 4 different words. Then whichever is strange, so you pick it. So for instance, you have Fadlu, you have Rahman, you have Zainab, and you have Abdullah. All these 4 names, if you want to pick out one, which one will you pick? You pick Zainab. So Zainab is feminine, others are mudhakar, others are masculine.
Okay.
Or you have verbs, kataba, doroba, jalasa, yajlisu. If you want to fix out anyone, you fix out yajlisu because others are what? Others are madi. So that one is mudhari. So things like that. So these are the sections that we're having, inshallah ta'ala, in the exam.
Okay. Jazakumullah khairan, Sheikh.
Well, yeah.
Alhamdulillah, wa sallallahu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sabat ajma'in. I think we need to release Sheikh now. Please let's make dua for him. Starting from me and all the crew members of PowerX Online Academy. Jazakumullah khairan, Sheikh. Barakallahu fikum fi ilmik wa ahalik. May Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless him more with more knowledge and preserve him more upon khair. And every one of us, let's say Jazakumullah khairan. Inshallah, we are going to stop now. And if you have any comment, any information, you can put it on the. We have a Telegram now. It's live. You can chat. You can get corresponding anything you want to ask for. You can communicate with us on Telegram and also on WhatsApp. The admin is there. And please mark your attendance. It still counts, and they take it very serious. I cannot say it more than this. And please don't forget to write your exams. And Sheikh does not want disappointment or surprise. Please make sure you have a very good grade. May Allah make it easy for every one of us. May Allah accept our Ramadan. Wajazakumullahu khairan. I just have to stop now. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.